want you to meet a friend of mine, Israel Iluz. He's Jewish, he's Israeli, born and raised here in Israel, and then came to faith in Jesus, Yeshua, as the Messiah, after he'd left the country, sort of frustrated, young, trying to find his way in the world. Grew up in a religious home, father's a rabbi, but he was living in South Africa. And it's in South Africa that a Gentile follower of Jesus started to talk to him about the gospel. And he wrestled it through. He didn't believe it, of course, at first, but eventually he studied the New Testament and he came to faith in Jesus. And it radically changed his life, and definitely for the better. And then he came back and married and with kids, and he's pastoring. He's the pastor of the only evangelical Messianic congregation in Kiryat Shmona, again, the largest city here in the north. And I want us to go talk to him. You're going to hear him tonight talk about how he came to faith and why his faith motivates him to love his fellow Israelis, his fellow Jews who do not see what he sees. They don't understand and they don't agree. But he's finding people open, especially now as people are worried about life and death, about their future, about not knowing how these wars are going to turn out. They want to talk about spiritual things. They want to talk about the Bible. They want to talk about how to have a personal relationship with God and know him for sure and know where they're going when they die. So we're going to talk to him. We're also going to go to his congregation. They are doing wonderful work of humanitarian relief. With the Joshua Fund is part of that. We'll talk about that more in the show. But let's start with my conversation with Israel Iluz, the pastor here in Kiryat Shmona, as we talk about his faith and the war that's raging right here in the north. We'd love to see everything.
Okay, so
you're in new digs here.
Exactly. So something that is happening here, it's something that we started from the beginning of the war. As the war started, Jonathan's restaurant. Jonathan is the chef here.
Hey,
and
Jonathan, good to see you. That's you.
So when he started, so he asked the congregation for whoever want to bring food, I'll cook and we'll give to the soldiers. Yeah. And he cooked in his restaurant for about 50 to 100 meals, and he just grew to grow. And then volunteers come, no place. His restaurant is very small.
So how many meals are you doing every day now?
Between 400 to 500, and on Friday, 700 meals. But I mean, on Friday, it's meals with asado, with proper, really meat that we go in there. So that's kind of for Shabbat, for them.
And the hot meals, this is for soldiers that are
mainly
defending the area.
Mainly for soldiers that we give it. It's those in the front line, those who are really in the mud. They don't have a kitchen.
You took
they don't have a
right
kitchen.
Up to a base right on the border.
I took out to where rockets are falling. Your wife, she's here, thank God.
It was exciting. I mean, she came back and said, wow, he's really serving the Lord right on the front lines. Yeah.
Praise God. It's something that really, in the beginning, by the way, we used to give all the food. You know, you were like in the end of it, but we used to give all the food to the front. We used to go ourselves to the borders, like we were watching Hezbollah in our eyes there. Wow. But they didn't shoot then by the time. So we gave the food and I mean, listen, to give to the soldiers who are there, you know, thank you, like those guys that were there. I mean, they just give us a hug. Thank you. I mean, they so appreciate the having a warm meal. Man, it's so hot that they actually hold the tray. They say, whoa, what can be better than that? So that's it. So we moved to this building. We moved to our church here to do the meals here. It gives space, obviously with the volunteers, because the volunteers that come, as it grew, more volunteers came, and now.
So this is not, because most of your congregation has evacuated, right?
Most of the family, we call them family with children, go, evacuate and go.
Safe, right?
Yeah.
Whoever want to stay and single, want to come and stay with us.
Who are these people?
Let me introduce you.
Let's meet them.
Okay, Moses, boy, come here.
Well, that's perfect.
Is the sushi guy. So we give sushi once a week. We give sushi to the soldiers.
I like it.
So he's a chef.
Where are you from?
South Korea.
My born is in South Korea.
Ah, great.
But I live in London.
Wow. Thank you and you're coming just a volunteer? Wow.
2 months.
Wow, 2 months. That's amazing.
Yeah, 1 month more.
Wow.
Altogether 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hans comes from Germany. He doesn't speak English or Hebrew, but Hans.
Not Germany, Switzerland.
Switzerland. But it's Swiss German, no? You guys are more or less the same. And we've got a couple, Nelly and Eliav. They are a couple, and I want to tell you about them. They are for almost a couple of months that they are with us. They're 81 years old, living in Jerusalem, coming every week from Tuesday till Friday.
Amazing.
Saturday, they go back to Jerusalem, and they're with us.
That's a long drive. We just did it. It's almost 3 hours.
Yeah, they come in.
It's a 6 hours round trip.
Nelly and so praise God for them.
Bless
And
you.
we've got a South African here.
Okay.
She's my wife. She's my wife. And so
It's good to see you again. Wow.
so yeah.
Coming up next on the Rosenberg Report, how did Israel and Luz come to believe that Jesus is the Messiah when he comes from a religious Jewish family and his father was a rabbi? And why does this Messianic pastor believe that Israeli Jews are more open to talking about God, the Bible, and Jesus of Nazareth than ever before? Find out when the Rosenberg Report continues on TBN right after the break.
From the 8th we started, the 7th the war, 8th we started, and having the volunteers come in, it's such a great encouragement for us because to have people volunteer, not only that they bring in their hands, they bring in their feet, they bring in money to help us with the operation here. Without this, obviously, we can't do what we're doing here. Yeah. So praise God for that. It's really Christians from all over the world that helping and coming here. And they actually today, now I receive emails and WhatsApp, please, can we come for 2 weeks or 3 weeks? And they fly in.
Do you have to remind them? Listen, we're right on the border.
I'm telling them.
Flying.
Listen, there is bombs falling here every once in a while. Yeah. There is boom from here to there and boom from here to there. So it's happening. It's
but people
noisy
still
here.
Like, no, I want to come.
No, I never had one refusal. No, we coming. And you know what? And they come in for 2 weeks, for 2 months, like Moses. 2 months he will be with us. What is it? Cutting vegetables and flying back. Many of them coming just to cut vegetables, to prepare, to pack food and flying back. And already few people came back again because we let them meet with the soldiers also. So we take them there to meet with the soldiers, and for the soldiers to see them, wow, this is melting their heart. What are you doing here? Everybody have fled Kiryat Shmona as you drive here. It's like a ghost town.
Yeah.
But they're coming from Germany, from Canada, from Switzerland, from America, from South Korea. Yeah.
Amazing.
They really love Israel and the Jewish people. Praise God.
Listen, the great, we had few soldiers that actually, with tears in their eyes, when they saw this love coming from so many Christians to show them the love. We had so many even soldiers, tough soldiers with emotionally kind of, oh, thank you so much. They're hugging them, and it's really a great blessing to be in that place. And listen, it's a great blessing to us. Instead of being evacuated and wait and watch the news, we can do something, We can work, we can feed, we can give to the community, we can bless the community. That's what we are called, to be a blessing to others so we can bless them.
Another thing I love about this story is that it's very much a family affair. Gabi Iluz, the daughter of Israel and Marty, is running the entire food distribution operation. Their son David served in the IDF, was fighting in Gaza for more than 3 months, but he's back now and he's helping the family. And their son Yoni is the amazing chef.
This is the signature of every meal.
But it started also with soldiers. So soldiers in the war, we saw that Shirion, the tank unit, started also growing mustaches. Okay. And so I already had a mustache, so we said, okay, it's a fun thing to do. And it gives everyone a nice little laugh and a little...
So let's take a moment and let me ask you on camera, if you're willing.
Yeah.
So just, a month or so before October 7th, you had just opened a restaurant here in Kiryat Shmona, right?
Yeah.
And so this that takes a lot of planning, a lot of dreaming, money, big risk.
Yeah.
And then war.
Yeah, it was, I'd kind of put in everything into it. I was working 2 jobs at the time.
Okay.
And so I quit both of the jobs. I started everything in the restaurant.
Okay. Wow.
And then actually on the 9th was my birthday.
What's the name of your restaurant?
Yoni's.
Yoni's. Okay.
Yoni's.
Okay. That's clever.
So yeah, after me.
Yeah. And was there a big mustache on the window?
Yeah, I'll show you guys. I have a whole logo.
Okay.
I can show you guys. But I started that. 9th was my birthday. On the 7th, my brother came to visit me for my birthday.
Okay.
And on the 7th at night, he was called up. Wow. So I was like, on the 8th, I said...
This is David?
Yeah, David, my brother. And I said, like, I can either stay at home and like do nothing, or I can start cooking.
Yeah.
So kind of like a coping mechanism almost,
yeah.
but
Well, what a blessing.
yeah, look what it turned into.
This became, bigger, right? You weren't going to be planning to cook 400 or 500 meals a day for your restaurant. I mean, that would have been fun if you had the business that big, but
Yeah.
that's a big...
It's a big, like in the beginning, it started only with like 100, 150, and we were working like everyone close to one another. But then the need was there. So it's been amazing how God has just brought people and amazing people.
That's cool. Bless you. Thank you for doing this. We're just
it's
so
a pleasure.
when Lynn came back and said, you got to come see this. I really wanted to. So thank you.
praise
And
God.
I never shave off that mustache. It's a great
It's staying.
trademark. Bless you.
Thank you.